This is as health officials have confirmed that the Bahamas is in its fifth wave of the COVID-19 pandemic. From May 16th to 22nd, the country recorded 346 new infections. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honorable Chester Cooper, believes the figures could impact the rebounding tourism industry.
This, of course, is some concerns, as this is watched particularly by groups and event planners and corporates in the U.S. It should have a modest impact if it gets to level 4. It will have some impact on our overall arrival numbers. Right now, we are simply seeing what the rest of the world is seeing. There's a bit of a surge in COVID.
The rise in cases could also have implications for the country's healthcare system. Minister of Health and Wellness, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville, acknowledged last week that the Princess Margaret Hospital was already challenged with bed space, though not due to COVID-19. In fact, the Princess Margaret Hospital recently limited visitation to 2 people, no longer than 15 minutes. While just 10 hospitalizations were reported on Sunday's dashboard, should cases increase exponentially, Cooper says tourists will not necessarily add to that.
With the arrangements and the protocols we have in place along with our stakeholders, I am satisfied that should there be serious critical cases from tourists coming to the Bahamas, that will have very minimal burden on the local facilities. Through the travel health visa, for example, we have insurance that can evacuate persons who might be critically ill, and certainly all of the stakeholders have arrangements within their properties to quarantine guests who might be positive but asymptomatic.
In the midst of rising COVID-19 cases, Bahamas President Graham Davis suggests government remove COVID-19 testing requirements for travelers entering the country. It's one of several restrictions hotel executives have asked to be lifted, but Cooper says no decisions will be made lightly.
We listen to our stakeholders, but we make decisions that's in the best interest of the Bahamian people. We make decisions that balance what's good for tourism and the economy with the public health and safety of the Bahamian people. So I, as Minister of Tourism, would coordinate often and directly with the Minister of Health. We will assess all of the data. We will listen to the experts.
While the Minister of Tourism says the world has largely moved on from the pandemic and is no longer treating the virus with the urgency it initially did, he says the Bahamas will maintain health protocols until science calls for their removal. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
19 cases in the country, 48 in the capital, 2 on Grand Bahama, and another 2 on Exuma, making up the count, 30 females and 22 males. 13 of those cases have a history of travel within the past 14 days. Hospitalizations climbing to 12, with all moderately ill. Deaths stand at 810, with 10 under investigation. Health officials closely monitoring the spread of the monkeypox disease. According to the World Health Organization, confirmed cases have been identified in Sweden, the United Kingdom, and the United States, with 1 to 2 cases in Florida. The disease is largely transmitted through close contact with another person. It can also be caught through respiratory droplets if around an infected person. Director of the National HIV/AIDS Infectious Disease Program at the Ministry of Health is Dr. Nakia Forbes.
The good news is that it is containable. And so we're certainly watching the situation very, very carefully right now at the Ministry of Health through our surveillance unit and our other unit. We haven't confirmed any cases in the Bahamas to date.
Dr. Forbes now making this appeal to residents.
It is preventable. How do you prevent it? Definitely hand hygiene, practicing good hygiene, wearing a mask also helps, also avoiding contact with infected animals for people who have lesions. And certainly if there were any cases and the cases that are arising in the international space, infectious disease-wise, those persons would be put in isolation until the pox are crusted over and other tests are done to clear them.
The international community hearing about the country's health challenges, key among them the continued impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, coupled with the prevalence of non-communicable diseases. In his address today to the World Health Assembly in Geneva, Switzerland, Health Minister, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville, acknowledged that if the Bahamas is to alleviate such burdens, it must close the gaps by introducing adequately funded wellness programs, Part and parcel of this is throwing its support behind the World Health Organization's global focus on vaccinating 70% of the world's population against COVID-19 by year's end. Darville assured that the Bahamas is diligently working to achieve this goal by providing free vaccines throughout the country and with the integration of the electronic immunization registry. Further, as the Bahamas prepares for the fast approaching hurricane season, a climate-resilient health plan remains key. While the finishing touches are being placed on the 2022-2023 budget today, that Minister of Economic Affairs, Senator the Honorable Michael Halkitis, touts as one that will bring relief to the public, as well as feature incentives to promote home ownership, investment in green energy, and the economy. Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis will present the document that will be the first full budget of his administration in the House of Assembly Wednesday. Halkitis says it will also ensure that government's key priorities from education to security and health care are properly financed.
Another thing that we're doing, as we have been speaking about, is ensuring that in tandem with that, we are improving our revenue collection. So what's on the books, people who can afford to pay and owe, we make sure that we have the mechanisms in place for them to pay and for us to collect. And we continue to seek out new sources of revenue. As you know, the Prime Minister has been very, very vocal on the whole issue of climate change and the possibility of carbon credits being a source of revenue for us. So as opposed to increased taxation, grow the economy, do a better job of collecting what's out there, seek out new sources of revenue, and very important that we manage our spending and eliminate waste as much as we can.
The United States Assistant Secretary of State wrapping up a two-day tour of New Providence earlier today. The diplomat participating in a number of high-level talks with Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis. The trends in migration were among key issues discussed. Here's Antoinette Smith.
Really working to address the root causes of migration is essential for all the nations in our hemisphere.
That's United States Assistant Secretary of State for Western Hemisphere Affairs, Brian Nichols, on what appears to be a spike in illegal migration. It's a shared area of concerns between neighboring nations following the increase in individuals making the trek across seas to flee poor socioeconomic and political circumstances.
And we are working with countries around the world, including the Bahamas, which has participated in some of our senior officials' meetings around the situation in Haiti, to collaborate to address the root causes of irregular migration from Haiti, working together to improve the security situation, including ship riders from Haiti on vessels from the Bahamas.
The Bahamas continues to be a transit point for migrants making their way to the U.S. The Royal Bahamas Defense Force earlier this month confirming the apprehension of almost 2,000 migrants over a 3-month period. Mere months before that, Defense Force officials confirmed the largest period spike in migration ever seen. Commodore Raymond King previously pointed to the then expected repeal of stricter migration law Title 42 as a reason.
When Title 42 goes away, Title 8, which is basically the regular order operation of the border, which existed prior to the pandemic, will resume, and U.S. immigration authorities will carry out normal protection and screening of migrants, but those who do not have a legal reason to enter the United States will be removed.
But it's a conversation to be continued in the coming months, one that will take precedence at the June Summit of Americas.
The Bahamas is a great partner on migration issues around the hemisphere. We've discussed that at the highest levels in our relationship. We hope that the Bahamas will join us in signing on to the Los Angeles Declaration on Migration and Protection, which we expect to announce at the summit in Los Angeles.
The U.S. Assistant Secretary of State continues his tour of the Caribbean in Barbados. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Antoinette Smith.
Well, still to come, a new batch of teachers are ready to enter the profession. That and more after the break.
This portion of the news was brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
You have enough things to worry about. Living in a world that can seem opposite of the things you are trying to accomplish.
I can need a little help with this.
We're here to let you know that you don't have to go at it alone. Choose peace of mind. Choose comfort. Choose CB. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
What? Check little girl, boy. You say she getting married? Oh, man, not again.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to join this man's BTC home internet with this woman BTC mobile service in holy matrimony. So they'll pay half the price compared to the other guys.
What's wrong with you? Just let them.
Madam, do you have BTC mobile service?
I do.
Sir, do you have BTC home internet to unite with her mobile service?
I do.
Get all the internet you want at half the price when you bundle your home internet and mobile service.
So, what services do you have?
Me? I have BTC at home and on my phone.
Visit any BTC store to make the switch today.
They say that when it hits you. A feeling so strong that it's impossible not to give into. A juicy piece of KFC to feel elevated by the aroma and to free fall into its exciting flavor. Some call it love, attraction, desire. We call it KFC. Ignite your senses with KFC.
Satisfying to own your own piece of paradise? The most important investment you can make in your life is real estate, and Fidelity has the solution for you. You could become the owner of a home or a lot on any of our beautiful islands. Come and talk to a loan officer and inquire about how you can fund your goals with a loan today. Because we know it means a lot to own a lot. Visit us online at fidelitygroup.com. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, or visit any of our branches, or phone 356-7764 in Nassau, or 352-6676 for Freeport. Fidelity, we're good for you.
At the Department of Housing, we're working diligently to expand the path to homeownership. According to the Central Bank of the Bahamas, one of the main reasons for mortgage denials is high debt service ratio. Debt service ratio is a way of calculating the ability to repay debt. It involves comparing income to debt-related obligation. The Central Bank of the Bahamas has set a tolerable debt service ratio of 45%. It is difficult to obtain a mortgage when the debt service ratio is about 45%. Debt service ratio is impacted by unsecured borrowings and consumer loans. Here are some tips you may find helpful. Keep unsecured borrowing, consumer loans, at a moderate level and only borrow for a specific purpose. Shop around among financial institutions and compare interest rates. Make additional or principal payments to pay off consumer loans quicker and reduce the interest earned by the financial institution. The Department of Housing, making access to quality, affordable housing easier for Bahamians. If you're interested in quality, affordable housing built at the highest construction standards, please register at www.mothbahamas.com or call us at 302-5816.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies Limited. If it's healthcare, it's here.
Welcome back. Well, in excess of $4 million was paid to finance officers within the public service without proper government procedures in place. Minister of State for the Public Service, Honorable Pia Glover Roll, made this revelation in response to the Bahamas Public Service Union leader Kingsley Ferguson nearly 2 weeks ago, giving government 14 days to address promotions and reclassifications of more than 250 finance and accounting officers. Ferguson criticized that little progress has been made with the exercise, but Global Roll suggests the contrary, also revealing the results of an internal audit.
There are some gaps in the controls when it comes to the finance officers. What has happened is those finance officers have adjusted the system to ensure that their pay rates were increased based on an approval that they would have gotten that we have not in the public service had any approval or vision of. So basically, normal government procedure in terms of adjusting the pay scales was not observed. This resulted in an overpayment of $4 million plus by that same scale of employees, where the system would have been adjusted in their favor.
Now, she says the Ministry of Finance and Public Service are in meetings to determine how to address the issue that could lead to government moving to recover those sums. Ferguson this week also accused the government of stalling on labor issues, which Roll again denied, also calling the possibility of industrial action unfortunate. She also addressed the memorandum of understanding government signed with unions prior to the election.
To say that the government isn't living up to what we promised, we didn't promise anything other than to handle the outstanding matters. We're doing that. We've proposed. We've welcomed counter proposals, which we've received. We've counter proposed, and that process is going on. We are absolutely ensuring that some level of payment, some level of amelioration, some return of increments, which has already happened, is going to happen. But I want to make sure that the union leaders are also balanced, because where there's this sense of entitlement for promotions, increments, and all of these things, there should be a balance of productivity in the workforce.
Now, ZNS News understands that the approval for the payments came under the Minnis administration by way of cabinet conclusion, and that efforts are being made now to resolve the issue by the Davis administration, working with its industrial relations team and the unions involved. Certainly a matter we will continue to follow. Negotiations between the National Insurance Board executives and the Public Managers Union continue, despite that union being granted a strike certificate over outstanding issues regarding its industrial agreement that expired in 2019. Minister of State in the Office of the Prime Minister with responsibility for NIB, the Honorable Miles Loretta, says he communicated with NIB's chairman and several executives Monday.
They would have told me of a counter proposal that the union, PMU, have made to the government in response to our proposal that was sent to the PMU based on the meeting with officers of the PMU, including the president, Ms. Cassandra Lewis, two of her members, and the chairman at my office. So we sent a counter proposal to them. They rejected our proposal and countered with another proposal, and we will review their proposal and respond to them. So the negotiation is fluid, notwithstanding the fact that they have a strike certificate.
As thousands of workers across the country prepare to celebrate Labor Day in a matter of days, President of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas Trade Union Congress, Obie Ferguson, says the labor climate in the country has improved under the Davis administration.
We now have access to the Prime Minister. I know we have visited him at least three or so times. We have met with the Minister of Labor. Progress. The Marlene Lucayan was in the Court of Appeal. Even though those members sign off all their rights, this government withdrew the matter from the Court of Appeal, and we have reached an arrangement, and the people in Grand Bahama, we were able to sit around the table and get something done for those people.
Now, for those of you wondering, the Sharando Fox Labor Day Parade will take place June 3rd. Ferguson says it's all about celebrating the pivotal role workers play in national development.
We're not distinguishing anybody in particular. We want Bahamians. We have to learn to respect Bahamians, cherish the things that we achieve, correct those things that we made mistakes on, and let's move forward. I want to publicly invite the Prime Minister to be on that parade, even though we will make available a vehicle.
The move to address the shortage of teachers in the country coming at an opportune time as more than 100 students are joining the ranks of the profession today. Carla Palmer reports.
Of the 726 graduates of the University of the Bahamas this year, some 111 are joining the teaching profession. This Tuesday, the group was commissioned into the fold in a ceremony held at Atlantis Resort on Paradise Island. Although coming from different walks of life, they share a common bond in their commitment to serve and dedication to national development. Delante Taylor and Leonardo Cornish are two of the newest graduates in the field.
I chose to be a teacher because I just loved inspiring students. I loved helping out. I loved creating innovative ideas where students can actually have fun whilst they learn. And then I also loved mathematics, so I said, why not just become a math teacher? And so that's where I specialize in secondary mathematics education.
As a young child, I would always be inspired by my teachers. I had some awesome mathematics teachers, Mr. K, Ms. Sims, shout out to them, but they inspired me in the classroom and outside of the classroom, and it gave me that inspiration to inspire someone else. As a young male, we don't see positive role models in our society, so I chose this profession to be that positive role model.
Minister of State for Education, the Honorable Zane Lightburn, says this new group of teachers will be directly engaged almost immediately, as this added complement will assist in addressing the current shortage of teachers currently being experienced.
There's still a vetting process, but they are going to be engaged for August. We're hoping that we have all other matters sorted out because we have to pay some teachers in order to travel the family islands where they're needed. And so the placement of teachers, which comes under the Department of Education and the director, their responsibility would now be to get these teachers in the front of students on day one.
According to Lightburn, the family islands will receive the required attention when it comes to ensuring the void of teachers are filled. Additionally, he says some of the new cohort will also be assigned to pre- and primary schools across the country.
Some are going to be sent to, obviously, Abaco and Freeport, and then some of the other family islands. We have engaged the virtual process before Dorian and the pandemic, because we have students in the family islands who don't have subject teachers because of the population size, and you have to look at the ratio of student to teacher in some cases. So to maximize the resources, we had to engage the virtual platform in some of the remote areas of our country. And so we're looking at also teachers being engaged in the virtual platform in order to satisfy the needs on the family islands.
This teachers' commissioning ceremony will be followed by a nurses' pinning on Wednesday and a graduation for 700 plus persons on Thursday at the Atlantis Grand Ballroom. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Carla Palmer.
That freak accident on Chesapeake Road about 2 weeks ago claimed the life of retired Aquinas College educator, 71-year-old John Cornelius Sosu. Sosu, who was born in Ghana, taught geography at Aquinas College for more than 2 decades and was fundamental in forming the BGCSE geography syllabus in this country. His colleague, Elizabeth Morrison, described Sosu as passionate, dedicated, and innovative with a wealth of knowledge. She said his death was a blow to the education community.
It was really hard to accept. It seemed too surreal. We had spoken a few weeks before about the current BJC Social Studies coursework, and we were in communication on that. So to hear that he had passed in such a way, it was really heartbreaking. I would like him to be remembered as the teacher who was not only knowledgeable, but able to execute whatever was necessary for students to understand his discipline.
You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Stay with us.
Switch for better when you move your mortgage to Scotiabank.
Leave behind that old mortgage plan and open the door to a low interest rate. No payments for up to 2 months and cash back of 2.5% of the mortgage amount up to US $10,000. And guess what? It gets better. Apply for your Scotiabank credit card and enjoy a low 9.99% introductory rate for the first 6 months. Switch for better and upgrade your mortgage today with Scotiabank. Offer ends June 30th, 2022.
ISL Bahamas is a software development company. We provide payroll software and services for over 500 companies. Using ISL Payroll, our clients are able to produce accurate and timely national insurance contribution statements for posting to their NIB accounts. The beauty in NIB's employer self-service portal is that our clients have the power to upload these statements directly into NIB's system, eliminating the manual process which results in delay in posting to our client's account. We are working hand in hand with NIB to ensure that our clients are registered for the ESS portal and know how to use it. I look forward to further technology, innovation, and progress from NIB. You should sign up today at ess@nib-bahamas.com.
Now is the time to start living the life you've always dreamed of. Purchase that new car. Consolidate debt. Make your house a home, or switch your mortgage to lower your monthly payments. And BOB will be with you every step of the way to help you live your very best life. With the lowest consumer loan rates in the country, we are BOB, your bank of solutions.
What? Check old girl, boy. You say she getting married? Oh, man, not again.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to join this man's BTC home internet with this woman BTC mobile service in holy matrimony. So they'll pay half the price compared to the other guys.
What's wrong with you? Just let them...
Madam, do you have BTC mobile service?
I do.
Sir, do you have BTC home internet to unite with her mobile service?
I do.
Get all the internet you want at half the price when you bundle your home internet and mobile service.
So, what services do you have?
Me? I have BTC at home and on my phone.
Visit any BTC store to make the switch today.
Join up for life insurance. Secure the ones that you love. Join up with Family Guardian. We offer full protection. Join the family. Join the family. Family Guardian. Protect the ones you love. A brand that you can trust. Family Guardian.
Now, there's a recall on that popular delicious spread, peanut butter. In particular, selected Jif products, all due to salmonella contamination. The Food and Drug Administration, along with the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, are investigating a multi-state outbreak. 14 infections related to the outbreak have been reported in the U.S. thus far, with 2 persons being hospitalized. Although no countries have been named in terms of exports, out of an abundance of caution and because the U.S. market is a major food supplier for the Bahamas, consumers should adhere to the advice provided by the FDA. Now, the affected products can be identified with lot codes between 1274425 and 2140425, which appear alongside the best if used by date. If anyone has any of these products in their pantry, they're advised to dispose of it immediately. Tonight, we continue highlighting the work of radio professionals, hardworking radio professionals here at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas. As 1540 AM celebrates 86 years of broadcasting, meet the brains and brawn behind the station's social media platform. Much like several industries around the world, radio broadcasting is undergoing major changes. Radio Bahamas 1540 among those that are evolving into the digital age. Radio Bahamas employee Anika Bannister coordinates the station's social media effort.
I work along with the social media platforms. We now have Facebook, ZNS 1540 AM, TikTok, same handle, ZNS 1540 AM, and we are now developing Instagram. So we would be putting events, basically anything that's happening in the corporation, anything that's happening outside of the corporation, on those platforms where, you know, people can see, they can attend an event. Or we also have a WhatsApp button where you can, if you have any questions or anything like that, you can, or requests, you can send them over to us in WhatsApp.
A newcomer to radio, Bannister has worked at the corporation for several years in the sales, accounting, and marketing departments. She's excited about her new responsibility.
I was offered the opportunity, and I thought it was a good one. It was something I was interested in, so I took it, and I accepted it, and it went from there. All of the shows that we have throughout the day, we would post the links, we would post flyers to keep everybody updated, you know, with the time.
Radio Bahamas listeners now have complete and immediate access to all the station's programs and events via social media. The move, part of the Broadcasting Corporation's push to adapt to the digital age. Coordinating producer for radio at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, Melissa Knowles.
It's something new that has been introduced to the department, especially to persons who have never had an Instagram page, don't even know what TikTok is, for some of the older folks. And so it's helping to put radio out there on the map. The addition of a social media aspect to our department means that we can get out there and do things, collect stories, move around to the various family islands, collect stories, whatever's happening in studio. It means that we get to upload what's happening in real time.
Had so much fun hanging out with my co-workers today. As we head to the break, we'd like to thank all of our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. Just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Back after this.
Keisha, what you saying, girl?
Man, Tony, you scared me.
Oh, they scared.
How this pandemic treating you? You working yet?
After all this time with no vaccine, no job, I had to do something.
Oh, so that's why you finally get your vaccine.
Man, I had to do what I had to do. Now I telling everyone get your vaccine. So you been good?
Yeah, man. I get my vaccine. I working, doing my little nail thing on the side. You know.
Solid. So when we getting out though?
Sweet boy, you couldn't handle us then, and you can't handle us now.
Wow, that's how you can do me, Keisha?
All right, Mr. Big Boss Tony. Stay safe.
You too, Keisha.
Vaccinate today, live tomorrow. A message by WHO, Canada, and USAID.
To be the best, world-class athletes depend on a live to stay connected. We are committed to promoting Bahamian excellence locally and on an international stage. With hundreds of thousands of people depending on us, we must be a strong, fast, and flexible network. With speeds as fast as Joanna and plans as flexible as Donald, there's a plan suitable for everyone starting as low as $1 a day. With our Freedom Plan, choose the way you want to be connected with a 1-day or 7-day Freedom Plan. With our 30-day Liberty Plan, choose the right bundle of talk, text, and data. And for postpaid, we've got Liberty bundles loaded with talk, text, data, and even roaming included. Alive's hard-working network was built for hard-working people. No matter your goal, we have a plan that you can depend on. We are Alive.
Shell Unleaded improves your fuel economy, giving increased miles per gallon, allowing you to do more of what you really want. Special additives used in Shell Unleaded improve your engine's efficiency. So go further with Shell Unleaded. Venture out to beaches, Junkanoo, and festivals, and bring home memories that will last a lifetime. Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
Customers, next Tuesday, a major hurricane will cause complete confusion and chaos throughout the entire Bahamas. Water, phone, and internet services will be in short supply. Definite data loss is expected to all local and family island businesses.
Disasters? Don't plan ahead, but you can. Don't wait. Make a plan with Bahamas Cloud. Safe, secure, and reliable service. Contact the experts today at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Life is better with Rubis Rewards. Just fuel up and swipe for your chance to win free fuel, cash back in our stores, restaurant and store discounts from our partners, plus prizes and surprises. It doesn't get better than this. Your Rubis Reward tag is free at every Rubis service station in New Providence. Get yours today. Rubis, it's just better.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
Police over in Abaco investigating the discovery of 2 bodies near the Marsh Harbor Airport this morning. Our Julian Reed on the ground.
These 2 spots here filled with blood mark the points where the bodies of the 2 men who were tragically killed today were found right here in Marsh Harbor near the airport. Now, the bodies were hit by a car. People believe that the driver may have been heading towards the Bakers Bay area, but the bodies were obviously airborne at one point. One part of one of the bodies dismembered and found at least 40, 50 feet down, along with other parts of a car, including windshield, a wiper, and also a fender. Now, for more information, we spoke to police officials here in Marsh Harbor. Obviously, we have an horrific incident here. What happened as far as you know?
As far as it's been reported to the police, we got a call from the station earlier this morning saying that there were appeared to be the bodies of 2 males motionless in the area of the old airport road in which we are present now. Officers would have responded and discovered those bodies. The clinic was immediately contacted. Officers, the EMT team came, and along with doctor, and they checked those bodies and they confirmed them lifeless. At this time, the traffic section of the Abaco division is conducting their inquiries into this incident.
From what we see, the bodies obviously were, well, I'm assuming, airborne at one point and moved significantly from the point of contact, and body parts found elsewhere. What does that indicate to you?
It indicates to me that there was a catastrophic incident that occurred here this morning, and that is why we are conducting our investigations into it.
Now, we've heard reports that family members may have already identified one of the men. Can you confirm that?
I cannot confirm that at this time.
We're also hearing that you may have a suspect. Is that true?
Well, being Abaco and being a community-driven community, we have gotten reports from members of the Abaco community that there may be a vehicle of interest to us. I have sent officers to go and verify and check those information.
So this case should be resolved fairly soon?
Hopefully. I hope this matter is resolved very quickly.
Reporting from Marsh Harbor, Abaco, I'm Julian Reed.
Time now for a check on Family Island weather temperatures. Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean joins us. Good evening, Basil.
This evening, we are under mostly cloudy skies. The temperature at 82 degrees. Relative humidity, 61%. We have east-southeast winds at 13 miles per hour. The barometric pressure, 1,017.4 millibars. That's 30.04 inches, and the pressure is steady. Temperatures around the outlets this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 83 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, and Grand Toll Key, Abaco. Marsh Harbor, Abaco at 81 degrees, 82 in the Berry Islands, 82 in Allenstown, Bimini, Harbor Island, 81 degrees. Roxanne, Eleuthera, Black Point, Exuma, Kemp Space, Andros, reporting 82, 81 degrees in Fresh Creek, Central Andros. Alderstown, Cat Island, San Salvador, Rumkey, and Georgetown, Exuma, 82 degrees. 82s extending into Ragged Island, Clarence, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, and Acklands, Matthew, Tananagua, 83, and the Texas Caicos Isles at 82 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Setter in the Northwestern Islands tonight through Thursday. The wind's going to be southeast at 15 knots, wave heights 3 to 5 feet with a moderate chop in place. Low tide 10:43 tonight, another low tide at 11:06 tomorrow morning. In the central and southeastern islands through Thursday, east to southeast winds 15 to 20 knots, the wave heights 4 to 6 feet, so caution flags will remain in place for boaters in the central and southeastern islands into Thursday. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Mom, from the other night, we had a good night, then you disappeared me. Where you going? Well, hey, y'all, where you been, y'all? I've been looking for you, looking for you. But hey, y'all, where you been, y'all? I've been looking for you. I've been chilling out by the bar last night. This y'all, she was looking nice, she blew my mind. Right on the side.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
I didn't know I asked to take a home. I said I live alone. We elevate, elevate. We elevate, elevate. We elevate, elevate. We elevate, elevate.
I'm Corvell Pfeiffer. It's been a prolonged, protracted, however you care to say it, but the wait for Bahamas Carnival has been way too long. Finally, the wait has ended, and just like many of you, we too were eager to jump on the line and do road with our friends from Bahamas Masqueraders. And road we did. They say a picture's worth 1,000 words. Well, in that case, we'll let these images do the talking for us.
BTC has been a support of Carnival since inception, and now we are with Bahamas Masqueraders, and we've actually sponsored Bahamas Masqueraders since 2018. I can safely say that the Bahamas Masqueraders group is such an organized group that they are fully costumed on the road, including a BTC section. Again, BTC is very pleased to be able to support Bahamas Masqueraders, and we're looking forward to continuing our support.
We have so much gratitude towards the company of BTC. It's incredible. I would be remiss if I don't mention the fact that Carol Barnett has been so integral and working behind the scenes in getting us to do what we intend to do as far as presenting this carnival experience. And we love the relationship. They have been everything for us, and we hope to be everything for them.
Magical moments are starting to return, and we look forward to making many, many more of them on the road and with our friends. These are still the moments that move us. I'm Corvell Pfeiffer. Be well and be back here. Next, BTC Connection.
My Gateway is the centralized, safe, secure way to access and pay for government services online. Go to mygateway.gov.bs. Click Login. Register with a government-issued ID like your NIB card. Fill in your personal information exactly as it appears on your ID, including spaces, periods, and dashes. You'll only have to sign up once. Now you're ready to request services on My Gateway. Receive an email confirmation for every request and email alerts when your documents are ready. You must have a valid, government-issued ID in order to collect documents. New services will be added every month. My Gateway is fast, easy, and convenient. For more information, visit mygateway.gov.bs.
When you wanna save money on your tile supplies, who you gonna call? The Tile King. When you tile your house,
and you want to look good, who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Visit the new Tile King showroom, which is internationally recognized as the finest tile showroom in the Caribbean, located in the Builders Mall on Wolf Road.
The Tile King, who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Tiles on everything.
Attention customers, next Tuesday, a major hurricane will cause complete confusion and chaos throughout the entire Bahamas. Water, phone, and internet services will be in short supply. Definite data loss is expected to all local and family island businesses.
Disasters? Don't plan ahead, but you can. Don't wait. Make a plan with Bahamas Cloud. Safe, secure, and reliable service. Contact the experts today at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Heard about the new customs app that's making customs simple? It's called Exempt, and it's now available for download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Here's how Exempt works. First, create an account. Next, scan your passport information. Then, select C-17 form accompanied baggage. Enter your travel information. Calculate duty, and finally, choose to either submit to customs or prepay duties via debit or credit card prior to arrival and present your mobile passport QR code to the customs officer. It's as simple as that. Exempt, making customs and travel simple.
This segment of the news is presented by Sands, the truly Bahamian beer.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to sports, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles. Major news coming out of the office of the Prime Minister this afternoon as it was revealed that the Bahamas, more specifically Grand Bahama, will play host to the 2022 NACAC Senior Track and Field Championships. Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, Honorable Mario Bole, tells us more.
With the hosting of the 4th edition of the North American and Central American Caribbean Championships, also known as NACAC. This 3-day meet will be staged on the island of Grand Bahama, August 19th through the 21st, 2002. The site inspection by the NACAC officials has already taken place, and work to upgrade the facility has begun. Not only will the athletes compete in a newly renovated Grand Bahama Sporting Complex, but they will be doing so in style on a level 2 Mondo surface finish that will be recertified.
A monumental occasion, certainly, for the 242, as one of our very own heads, the regional athletic body, NACAC President Mike Sands, on what we can expect.
Historic, for the very first time, the Bahamas is officially launching the hosting of the area, the NACAC Championships, August 19th to 21st, as the nation boasts the home of the NACAC Secretariat under my humble position as the president, which is again the first for the Bahamas. The NACAC membership consists of 36 member federations or countries within our geographical area. As the name implies, these countries include the United States of America, Canada, Mexico, the entire Caribbean, Central America, and 3 Central American countries.
And for Minister of State for the island of Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, the championships are expected to provide a major economic boost to the island.
It's going to be huge for Grand Bahama Island. We've not had an event like this ever, I don't think. And so what it means, though, it means you have the hotels filled, you have the taxi drivers working, you have the vendors making money. And usually when we have events, it really gets the entire economy going. And so I know it's going to be huge. I can't give you a ballpark figure on it, but it's huge for our island. And as I think the minister indicated, there will be There'll be visits before and after that. So even leading up to the event, there's a lot that's going on in the economy in relation to that. So it's big for our island.
The Bahamas' Davis Cup and Billie Jean King Cup teams for 2022 were finalized after the Bahamas Lawn Tennis Association held its trials for the final 2 spots for the 2 teams at the BLTA National Tennis Center over the weekend. Clinching their spots in the Davis Cup team were Kevin Major Jr. and Baker Newman. They will team up with Spencer Newman and Marvin Roll, qualified the Giorgio Baldacci Open Nationals in December 2021. On the women's side, Simone Pratt and 16-year-old Sierra Rogers booked their spots on the Billie Jean King Cup team. They will team up with Sydney Clark and Elena Mackey, who also qualified at the Giorgio Baldacci Open Nationals. The Davis Cup team will play in Group 3. That will be played in Costa Rica. Competition is set for June 22nd through the 25th. The Billie Jean King Cup team will compete in the Americas Group 2 in Santo Domingo. No date has been set as yet for that tournament. And employees of the Water and Sewage Corporation gathering at the Blue Hills softball fields yesterday for some good old softball action. The tournament, a part of its wellness game, sought to promote healthy lifestyle among staff as well as build some camaraderie.
Well, the main thing behind it was we were trying to, ensure that staff be active, and the main thing is to engage in a healthy lifestyle. And then apart from that is, build a little camaraderie. So it's all in good fun, and your health is your wealth, and it's all to get you going, get you shaking, keep you active throughout the course of the summers, and just encourage healthy living, a healthy lifestyle to all the staff in the corporation.
And more events are definitely in the pipeline.
The wellness games, it encompasses a variety of sports. So we start off with softball. The next games we go to would be volleyball. After that, we'll go to basketball. And then after that, we do like a little fun run walk and a track event.
And that's a look at sports on this Tuesday. A check on weather when we return.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
On this episode of Ordinary People, it's going to get extraordinary.
One of the biggest challenges I face as a teen mother is support throughout the community. Instead of the community trying to uplift teen mothers, they insist on bringing us down and trying to tear down our self-esteem. Becoming a teen mother helped me to realize that I need to be more responsible. It helps me to focus on my decisions because I need not to decide for myself anymore. I have to make decisions for me and my daughter. In my opinion, seeking health services was excellent for me. Honestly, my biggest support, other than the nurses, was my Grammy. The advice that I give to other teens out there is to stay focused on your education. Stay focused on your self-goals. Set goals for yourself.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, that area high pressure across the Bahamas will begin relaxing sometime on Thursday, so you'll see a reduction in the winds later on in the week. But we have some tropical moisture that will be advected in our direction, and that will fire up some isolated showers over the next several days. Tonight, though, we're going in for a bit breezy conditions, otherwise mainly clear, so those clouds will be breaking up later on tonight. Low temperature getting down to 77 degrees. And tomorrow, winds gradually subsiding, but as we said, certainly by Thursday, you will see a reduction in those winds. Otherwise, partly sunny conditions and a bit pleasant in the afternoon. High temperature just around 85 degrees. The extended weather forecast over the next several days. On Thursday, you will see showers work its way back in our forecast, even an isolated thunderstorm, and that will carry right through the weekend, taking us into the early part of next week. Well, we will see some heavy showers possibly on Sunday and Monday of next week. Desmond.
Thank you, Basil. On this programming note, be sure to tune in to the ZNS Network at 9:30 tomorrow morning for a live broadcast of the Budget 2022, The Way Forward. Our broadcast begins with the pre-show host, Marcus Lupinder, followed by the budget communication at 10 a.m. by the Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis. Be sure to tune in. Well, that does it for the Bahamas tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. On behalf of the entire team at ZNS, thank you so much for watching. Have a good night.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.